Ignite, from dreams to reality.
In terms of ethics, I believe integrity comes first. When you say you're going to do something, you must deliver. It's not enough to promise, you must under-promise and over-deliver every time.
You need to be a very good communicator. You need to have very great interpersonal skills, be a very good team player as well, and you must have integrity to mean what you say and say what you mean.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Ethical issues in promoting people at work. Because you know that between the ones who deserve it and the ones who get it, there can be issues. Those are some issues we're going to deal with. Ethical issues in employee working conditions. The boss is the superstar, but only a foolish boss thinks he's the only one that deserves everything from the business. You know why? There's not a man that can keep a business going all by himself, except if it's still a one-man business. And if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 employees, each one is as important as you. Because there's something they're adding to that business that you don't. And whatever they're adding is only complementing what you are doing. And whether it's at a lower or higher level, it is value. And therefore, each body count in the business is as important as the other. And no man can give you anything except if he wants to. Which means that he must be inspired to want to give. And paying a worker what is a fair wage is fair. Without using your position and your power, especially when you know that we have a situation like we do right now. Employees are at the mercy of employers because there are no jobs out there. And because there are no jobs out there, some people can take advantage of it and treat workers anyhow, knowing they're not going anywhere because there's no job to go to. So people take a lot of nonsense in an environment like we have now because all they want to do is protect their jobs. That's why even some married women will sleep with their bosses. Because they're thinking to themselves, my husband has already lost his job. My children are in school. The house rent, the food. And this boss is pestering me every day. And then they get to the point where they lose their mind enough to think they don't have a choice. And the man knows and is taking advantage of the situation. Many issues. We can have ethical issues in dealing with our suppliers. When you tell a man to give you his goods and you say every 30 days, we will pay for the materials that you have given to us. It might not be a written contract, but it's a spoken agreement. A spoken agreement that will impact on the business of your supplier. If you now take advantage of him because he needs you in order to sell, and you decide to delay his own payment for your own convenience, because you have things you want to do with money, so he can wait, and you delay the payment 30, 60, 90, 120 days, the man is suffering, but you are benefiting. Because for every day you hold his money, there's a cost to it, which instead of you paying by taking a loan to meet your own financial needs, you're using his own payment as free credit, which you have not agreed to. Now, there's nothing wrong with supplier credit, but the supplier must have agreed to the credit. And if the supplier has agreed to 30 days or 60 days credit, it is not right for you to extend the credit unduly to your own advantage. And many companies do it, from the smallest to the largest companies, and make the supplier the source of their own credit using their power that they have over the supplier. It's unethical because you're taking advantage of other people and creating value for yourself. Those are things we've got to watch because ultimately they impact on your integrity with the suppliers. And at the end of the day, sometimes they will hurt your business. Because the small supplier today can get to a point where he's big tomorrow and he has a choice. And once he has a choice, and he evaluates his list of customers, you are the first he wants to eliminate. Because you don't have a good track record. And one thing I've learned in business, your business track record of yesterday will be waiting for you tomorrow. That's the truth. So, understand that your actions of today impact in your tomorrow. And you never know how it's going to impact. Because life changes every day. Things change. So make every business opportunity you have a place to leave a mark. A place to create a record. Make it a legacy statement. Make it a moment to sell yourself. Why? You don't know when it's going to show up. The people you do business with today, they will appear somewhere in your future. That's the honest truth. When I started in business, all the early days, I told you my first job was to produce paper tray and a wooden dustbin. Wooden paper tray and wooden dustbin for a bank that was just starting there. And then all the young guys there that were also getting their nice bank job, increased salary and all that. Somebody wanted to change their sofa, another make a bed for their child, another make a coffee table, another make this. Every job was important. Every customer was a king. Attention and commitment and delivery and customer service and support and integrity with those small transactions. I can tell you standing here today that with my eyes closed, there are a few of those guys who were my customers at that point, who are chief executives of some of the biggest banks in this country, who are executive directors here, who have moved into industries. They're top of their game across industry. Now, whatever I did then is a performance record they will remember from then. Now in their big positions, if I turn up saying I can do this, do you think they will not remember? They will. I'm telling you. Part of how I grew, how my business grew, was growing with some of those people. Because as they moved, and you know bankers at a point were like prostitutes. Moving here today, moving. As they moved, they remember that young girl making furniture. Who could do this, who could do that. And I got dragged into their different opportunities along with them. Especially when I decided we were not producing home furniture as part of our life. We were focusing just on office. And so all their offices, or some of them started pulling out to set up their own companies. I moved with them. The biggest part of growing your business is referral. And referral comes from your product or your service record. The people who refer you are satisfied customers. And the cheapest form of advertisement is referral, because it costs you nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. It walks you through a door that you will not even be able to press the gate of the house. Why? Because someone at a higher level has already sold you in advance of yourself. You know, it's easy for you to try to sell yourself. It's more believable when other people sell you. Your track record of delivering the right quality, right service, with the right attitude and integrity, time always has a way of proving it. So imbibing the right values from the beginning will save you on a good day. Ethical issues with customer relations. You know for sure when you are taking the job that this job, it will take 6 weeks to produce. And then because you desperately want to get the job, you tell the customer, how long? 2 weeks. From the beginning, you were lying. You planned never to deliver in 2 weeks. And sometimes you know, you can listen to the customer and know that he needs to get the product in 2 weeks. But you know that once you have collected his money, you become the king. You are in control of the system. First, you can disappear at the end of the 2 weeks. So he's looking for you everywhere and cannot find you. By the time you show up, you see him calling 10 times and you don't pick up. You show up by the 4th week and tell a good story of how your father died 10 times over. Because some people have killed their mother, their father, their uncle, 1,001 times, forgetting that they're confessing evil into their own lives. And then at that point, you still don't have the goods anyway. And by the 6th week, which you already knew you were not going to deliver before then, you then deliver. If I'm the customer, I will run away from you. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are ethical issues there. If the customer says, I need this in 2 weeks, madam, I can't lie to you. What you want, I cannot deliver in 2 weeks. I have 6 jobs at hand right now. Say, you can put, madam, I already promised those customers I would deliver. This is my book. See, this is how I produce. It takes me 4 days to produce. I have how many customers already? This is where I can produce your goods. If you want me to lie to you, I cannot do it. I can take your money and go. I have found that telling the truth is a weapon. The customer then has a choice. Most times you assume the customer is going to go and give the job to somebody else. Sometimes, yes. If he absolutely cannot wait at all, you are better off allowing the customer to take the job to somebody else for your own peace of mind. But if the customer has sense and can see through your sincerity, knowing the alternative, you know what amazes me? In a society like ours, where being ethical is not as common as it should be, you stand out as a business person if you are. And if you understand it enough, you will understand that it becomes a business advantage in itself. Telling the truth doesn't necessarily cost you the job. But what you've done is you are allowing the customer a choice. And sometimes, if the customer loves what you do well enough and appreciates your honesty, and most people appreciate honesty, believe me, as much as you think not, people do. Some will say, okay, don't worry. Make it, I'll collect it, I'll wear something else. Or, okay, don't worry, I'll wait for you to get it done. 6 weeks, okay, 6 weeks, I'll wait. It's better than screaming, shouting, even you cannot have peace of mind. You can't sleep in your house at night. When they know you are running every day, they will come to your house at 12 midnight. At least you go home and sleep. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are things that we're turning them into reality. And they're becoming the order of the day rather than the exception to the rule. The bottom line is, you didn't go into business for stress. You didn't go into business to suffer. You went into business to create value for society and for yourself. And part of it is you must have peace of mind. And having peace of mind is very related to your ethical practices in your business.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.